I'm here at Shore Leave 40 with actor Aron Eisenberg. Thank you for speaking with me.
Sure, man. Yep.
So tell me first how you got into this whole show business thing.
Well, I got into show business when I was about 17. I looked like I was 11. Mm-hmm. Someone said, "Hey, you look so young. You should get into the film business. You can make a lot of money." I'm like, okay. I didn't have any aspirations at that time of being an actor. But I thought, I can make some money while I'm going to school. So I got started in it, and then I just fell in love with it. And then I just pursued it with everything I had. And one audition leads to the next audition, leads to the next audition, and Star Trek came around as an audition. I had 2 auditions for it, and here we are today.
Okay, so where would you say you had your first big success? Where did you feel like, wow, I'm really gonna?
I did a movie called The Horror Show. Mm-hmm. That would probably be one of the biggest things. Mm-hmm. My first real starring role in a motion picture with Lance Henriksen, Dee Dee Pfeiffer, Rita Taggart. That was under Sean Cunningham Productions, who did all the Friday the 13th movies. So it was a horror film with Brian James, who passed away many years ago. So that was probably my first big gig.
Okay. Yeah. And what kind of role was it?
I played Lance Henriksen's son.
Okay.
In the show, yeah.
All right.
In the movie. It's a feature film.
And what was the feel of it when you were on the set? You know, did it feel like a horror kind of thing, or Well, sure.
I mean, you're in scenes that are horrific. Mm-hmm. You know, you're doing haunting, spooky stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, it wasn't like big, chunky acting scenes. You know, with a lot of depth that I got in Star Trek. Mm-hmm. But it was a ton of fun and one of my first experiences. And I loved meeting Lance Henriksen. I keep waiting to meet him at a con again and go, Lance, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, see if remember me, and it's great. You know, it was a great experience. And Dee Dee Pfeiffer became friends with her, and you lose touch with actors because we're very much like gypsies, you know, things like that. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did it change with that success? Did it change your method of acting or rehearsal or anything like that?
No, it just reinforces it, or you learn and keep growing. You know, it didn't really change. It just keep growing as an actor and learning new things and what works and what doesn't, and how film and what the expectations of you, what people's expectations of you is for your responsibilities in the movie, things like that. Yeah.
So, doing science fiction and fantasy, is there a difference as far as how you approach your work?
No, there isn't. It's always about the honesty of whatever you're portraying in whatever genre you're doing. The genre is just the theme and the story that you're telling, but you know, you're still immersed in the role of whatever it is you might be doing, and you got to find the honesty and the truth within that role. I think that's the core of acting, and how actors get to that truth and honesty, or how they portray that. There's different paths for them, each individually, and what works for them.
So how was it being in prosthetics? You know, putting on all the makeup and stuff. How did that?
It was great. It just is another facet of acting, of the jewel of acting. You know, it's more like mask work, and for some people, it invokes a paranoia or a claustrophobia. Others, they're able to really take it and run with it. Fortunately, I was able to run with it. It didn't, hadn't done anything prior. Well, that's not true. Actually, I worked at Disneyland as Mickey and Dopey, and so I knew going into it I wasn't going to have any claustrophobic effect because I was able to do it at Disneyland. So maybe that made it easier for me to play Nog. I don't know. I never thought of that. So yeah, it's just another part of the costume, part of the character, you know.
So you mentioned you said it's like mask work. Is that
sure, absolutely. What's up, Sonic? What's up, Sonic? That was Sonic the Hedgehog. What's up, man? Hey. Come on, you can give me something. No? All right, you don't have to.
He's hesitant.
He almost did. She blocked him off. So, yeah, it is a lot like mask work because you have a mask and you've got to learn how to, you know, find the truth within that character and relay that truth, right? And if you overdo it, it looks hokey. Yeah. If you don't do anything at all, if you're not truthful, then nothing comes through. But it's really not any different than any other characters you're playing, unless you make it different, you know?
Okay.
There are some technical aspects of it. Yeah. The teeth would change how I spoke. I would have to over-enunciate words to be clear. So it gave me a character trait, you know, so it does augment, your communication skills or the communication you give out.
So did you get a chance to look at dailies and stuff, and maybe? No, not at all.
And I wouldn't have done it anyway.
Oh, okay. Just giving your direction and you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as how you approach your work, is there anything special about the way you do rehearsal or prepare or anything like that?
Not always. I mean, I like to read the lines and the scripts and the scenes over a course of time and kind of get it implanted within my brain, so I don't have to play off of memory and I can play off of instinct. I prefer to do that, but I don't always have that luxury. So, try to relate to things in my own history, my own life, my own how I react to the world, and try to give that through in the scene or in the scenes that I'm portraying, things like that.
Okay. Now, did I hear you say you've done some voice acting, like some video?
I did with Trek Online. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
And what was that? Anything special about that experience? Or?
No, I just made sure I brought my teeth to the voiceover work, so I could find the character of Nog easier and articulate the voice patterns as much as I could, as well as the characteristics of Nog with everything else that I was doing within the game.
So tell me about, are there any particular projects or work that you've done that you're particularly connected to or feel,
well, most definitely about? Star Trek. I mean, Nog is a wonderful character. Had a great story arc, and is very close to my heart. I hope I get to play him one day. It'd be great to revisit him. So I would say Nog is very, very close to my heart and always will be. Yeah.
So what kind of stuff has inspired you throughout your career? Either other actors, directors, anything like that?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, there's a lot of actors I admired. The ones that I felt were very strong. I mean, I was a very big Sean Penn fan, and Pacino and DeNiro, Mickey Rourke, kind of that old school of acting from the 70s and the 80s, those kinds of guys. I really appreciated the work that they did and wanted to be as strong as them.
Okay.
Not sure if I did that or have done that, obviously not to the extent of success that they've had, but I hope I can, be as good as them. Those were probably the people I looked up to. Those guys. Was
it sort of the intensity they brought, or what is it that they did?
I think the truthfulness, the honesty that they brought, the realism that they brought to their characters. I always believed what they were giving me on the movies that they were in. I think Mickey Rourke is an amazing actor who should continue to work. I mean, he was great in The Wrestler, and you go all the way back to his earlier days, Angel Heart, and the other things he did. And Pacino, of course, always wonderful to watch Pacino and DeNiro together on and Heat was fabulous. And really, Sean Penn was always my favorite. All the roles that he did younger, I always loved Sean Penn. He was pretty much. I'd love to see him again. I got to work with him on Colors when I was first getting into the business, and and I never got to tell him all that. And then I'd love to see him now and go, I've had a pretty decent career. Not as great as yours, but I've been able to work, so I've been very fortunate.
So,
So yeah, one more question, then we can go on.
So sorry.
No worries. Some people came up to the table, that's why there was the pause.
Okay, so as far as big projects that you'd want to do in the future, is there anything that you'd love to get your
I'd always love to play James Bond, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
No, I just want to work. I love to work. There's so many great shows and films out there right now. I mean, I love Discovery. It'd be great if I got into Discovery, even though it's another Star Trek show. I love Altered Carbon. I thought that was a fabulous show on Netflix. I'm a big fan of what are we? Oh, you know what? Which I probably would not get a role in. I like Yellowstone. I think Kevin Costner is great right now in Yellowstone.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else we're watching. It'd be great to, as critical as I am of Orville, it'd be great to be in the Orville. With Seth MacFarlane. And there's so much out there right now. Actors really just want to work, and have great roles. So as long as I can keep working somehow, that would be good.
Well, where can people find you online? Do you have a website?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. You can find me there. Very easy, Aron Eisenberg. And currently, right now, I'm working on a webcast with my one of my co-stars, Garret Wong from Voyager. So we have a show called the Alpha Quadrant. And right now we're watching DS9 and Voyager and going back and forth talking about our own shows and offering our criticism or our critique, both positive and negative, in what we feel about the episodes that we're watching. So check it out, the alphaquadrant.com.
Alphaquadrant.com. Okay.
Yeah, you can take that if you want to.
I will. Okay, well, thank you. Any final words? That's all.
No, that's it. Thanks for having me, Matt. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you for listening. One of the best ways in which you can provide feedback for this podcast is to rate me on iTunes. Please give me a good rating if you like this, or feel free to give me a bad rating if you didn't, and I'll use that feedback to hopefully make this a better podcast. You can also follow me on Instagram under Chris Alvarez Sci-Fi, on Facebook under Chris Alvarez WLC, on YouTube under Chris Alvarez WLC, and on Twitter under Chris Alvarez WLC. You can also get more information on my website, chrisalvarez.com. Please remember my name Chris does not have an H, so it's ChrisAlvarez.com. Thanks for listening, and keep imagining the future.